Welcome to the Pat and Matt Show, boys and girls. How are you? Week 7 NFL live stream. Pat Fitzmaurice and Matt Perrault. It's the Betting Pros NFL live stream on our YouTube channel for Betting Pros. We have one game underway. We have 7 games in the early slate. We have 3 games in the late slate, a Sunday night game, and then we have 2 games on Monday night. This is a very wonky week, guys. You got to try to pick your spots. We'll try to help you do so here today. Pat, how are you? Good to see you. Patriots get the ball back, buddy. Back door's open.
Good. We need it. I've got the Patriots and the points. So let's hope that backdoor is wide open, Matt. How are you, man? Good to see you. Great day. I love the slate today. It is a wonky slate, but man, there's some great games. Lions, Vikings, Texans, Packers, Chiefs, 49ers. It's going to be a good day.
Yeah, it is sort of like a feast or famine type of day. I will agree. There are some definite marquee games, and heck, this Jets and the debut of Devontae Adams tonight, so we'll see that as well. So there are some things to watch and to be glued to your TV for the entire day, starting at 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast, like I did today, to watch my Patriots play in this disgusting football game. But Drake May's looked okay, not awful. Defense has been an absolute destructive. For your day, if you're a Patriot fan, your Sunday got ruined by the defense of the Patriots. They can't stop anything. But they get the ball back here, down 9, with a chance to go and potentially cover here. We took the Patriots plus 5.5, plus 6. You may actually get your wish here and get a Patriots cover over in London. They're not winning the game. There's 4 minutes to go there for that. Guys, we got a bunch of giveaways here. And if you want a chance to score, and I know Sal in the back wants it, it's the signed Michael Strahan Giants jersey. You can win this for free thanks to our friends at pristineauction.com. All you need to do is head over to bettingpros.com/contest, complete the form, and either download the Betting Pros app, leave a review for a Betting Pros podcast, or subscribe to our social media channels at Betting Pros on X and TikTok, and at Betting Pros NFL on Instagram. The more actions you complete, the more entries you will receive. We will announce the winner right here on this very YouTube channel for Betting Pros. So make sure you turn on those notifications so you guys can be alerted when new episodes are going to be dropped, and you may walk away with a brand spanking new signed Michael Strahan jersey from Betting Pros and Pristine Auctions. Again, enter for free at bettingpros.com/contest. Game 1 is a pros versus Joes spectacular, Pat. Seattle on the road, across the country. You got the Falcons laying 3 at home. The total is 51.5 and climbing, 52 at the South Point here in Vegas. The pros love Seattle. This is a big no-show game. This is a big no-play game for me. What you have any thoughts on the Falcons and the Seahawks? I get the idea that the Seahawks team can go down there and their backs are against the wall and they got to win, but I don't know. Kirk Cousins has been pretty decent at home this year.
I'm surprised the pros love either side to this one, Matt. Like, I have a slight lean towards Seattle, mostly because the Falcons always seem to be involved in close games. They just beat the Panthers by 18 points, but other than that, every other Falcons game has been a 1-score game. So I do kind of like Seattle and the points. I've got a half unit bet on that, but I love the over here, Matt. Like, even with this juiced up total, and I'm always reluctant to take the over on games with a total of 50 or higher.
Right.
But I mean, both of these teams love to push the pace. Seattle ranks 2nd in offensive tempo, Atlanta 3rd. So, I mean, these are 2 teams that are going to stomp the accelerator. In their last 3 games, Seattle has given up 36 points to the 49ers, 29 points to the Giants at home, and 42 points to the Lions. The Falcons rank 30th in pressure rate. So Geno Smith is going to have all day to throw on the other side of the ball. Like, they are going to go up and down the field today.
Indoors. So you got fast turf. It's been in this, Falcons new look era. They have not stopped many people. And look, the Seattle Seahawks have been, they need a win. they are in desperate need of a win today. So I don't mind the play on the over at all. So we've seen movement all over the place on this game between Tennessee and Buffalo. So we got to change a quarterback, I believe, with the Titans. It's Mason Rudolph, right? Going today, not Will Levis. Is that official?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so now we have a new quarterback.
Levis inactive.
He's inactive. Well, he should be out of the league, to be quite honest. But fine, it's a better have him be on the roster, but just inactive for today. The number has gone as high as 10 for the Bills. It's now down to 9.5 or 9, depending on what book you're looking at. In Vegas, at Circa and the Superbook, it's at 9. Southport's 9.5. DraftKings 9.5. Caesars 9.5. This feels like an absolute blowout for the Buffalo Bills, does it not?
It does. I mean, it's never easy to lay 9 or 9.5 points in a game with a total this low, Matt, but like I'm going to do it. Buffalo's just the far, far better team. The Tennessee defense has been okay, but um, the Lions offense, especially in the passing game, extremely weak. And the Titans also ranked dead last in special teams DVOA. So they are really bad in two phases of the game. And, it's not like their defense is great and they're without L'Jarius Sneed today. So, yeah, I mean, I just feel like the Titans are totally outgunned here.
Yeah, I'm gonna tease it. I got it at 9, and I pulled the Bills down. I think the Bills win the game. I don't know if there's a backdoor cover that may pop into play here with this, but I think you're right. This is one of the more popular picks in most survivor pools here to watch the Bills go ahead and take care of business and win the game relatively easily. I don't mind it winning them by 10, 14, 20 even. I mean, look, I bet the under on the Titans win total. Brian Callahan and his dad coming over, trying to take one of the best run offenses that we've seen and make them into a pass-happy offense. So far, it's been a disaster. Maybe Mason Rudolph takes it to a different level. Highly doubt it, given what he's done in Pittsburgh and other places. So maybe a pick for Mason Rudolph. You want to jump in with a Buffalo Bills interception? I don't mind that play here for that. You want an extra prop bet on that, but I'm with you. I think the Bills win. I'll just be safe and just pull it down to -3 here with the Buffalo Bills. The Bengals on the road against the Browns, who, I mean, if the Titans are a dumpster fire, I'm not sure what you call the Browns at the moment. 5.5, the number now for the Bengals, 41.5 from a total perspective. The only thing that scares me is I don't like laying 5.5, Pat. That number is a dead number. It was bet up and then it stopped. Hasn't gone to 6. I'm waiting for it to go to 6. Hasn't gone higher than that. Can the Browns keep this game close? I'd be very surprised if the Cleveland Browns win this game today.
Yeah, I mean, and Matt, the Bengals have not really been that great at stepping on the necks of their opponents. They had to grind out a 17-7 win against a really undermanned Giants team last week. They let the Panthers hang around in a 34-24 win a few weeks ago. And of course, they lost to your Patriots back in week 1. But the Browns are dead last in the league in DVOA, despite having played one of the easiest schedules. I mean, they played the Cowboys, Jaguars, Giants, Raiders, Commanders, Eagles. I guess like the Eagles are the only decent team
right
out of that group. Like I'm taking the Bengals. I know 5.5 is an awkward number, but yeah, I mean, and I want to bet the over here, but I just don't trust the Browns offense, which hasn't put up 20 points all season, to do their part to push this one over. So plus, the Browns offense really bad to begin with, and they just traded away Amari Cooper. So, yeah, I got to go with the Bengals here, Matt.
Do you think since he makes the playoffs, how many teams from that division, how many teams from the North are making the playoffs? The winner obviously gets in, but you would assume at least one other.
Yeah.
Ravens, Steelers. It feels like Ravens, Steelers, and can 3 teams come out of that division?
I feel like it's only going to be 2.
Okay.
I'm not sure who yet. Bengals still kind of have.
The Bengals need to win this game. If you have any doubt on that,
yes.
This is a must win for the Bengals.
Oh, if they stub their toe here, yeah, that would be bad. But it's like their offense is so much better than Pittsburgh's offense, but it also just feels like the Bengals just kind of don't take care of business when they need to sometimes.
Yep. Houston and Green Bay. This game, look, there's a lot of people on both sides. I raise my hand and say I have a blank spot, a blind spot, whatever for the Texans. But at home for the Packers, without Nico Collins, for this Texans team, I don't mind a play on the over, but I'll lay the 3 points here, Pat. I like the Packers in this game. I'm gonna keep this Packer train going here. I think they keep playing well at home. Texans on the road. I mean, they went on the road to the Vikings against a team from the NFC North already and got smoked in that game against the Vikings. I'm laying the 3 points with the Texans today against the 3 points with the Packers against the Texans today. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm laying off this one, Matt, but I know you love the Packers in this game. I know my stepdad loves the Packers in this game. And while he is a Packers homer, he is not a homer when it comes to betting the Packers at all. Okay. So when he bets the Packers, I do tend to pay attention, and I've not had the stomach to go ahead and bet my Packers because I generally am a pessimist when it comes to betting my own team. But man, with both of you guys on it, maybe I should change soften my stance here and put a few bucks on the Packers. And I want to bet the over here, but like we could get a shootout, but I don't know. The Texans without Nico Collins, so just slightly undermanned on offense. The Texans defense does rank second in DVOA, although they are going to be down a couple of starting linebackers in this game. Right now it's a layoff for me.
I like the Packers. Guys, if you want to maximize your prop betting success, check out the prop bet cheat sheet, thanks to BettingPros. You can instantly compare sportsbook lines with expert projections to find the best value. Customize your bets by filtering props by matchup, odds, and bet type, ensuring you only see the most profitable opportunities. Get tailored recommendations and track winning trends with ease using this comprehensive tool. Take your prop betting to the next level at bettingpros.com/props or on the BettingPros sports betting app, which is free to download. We'll get to our favorite props here. I know you guys are asking prop questions in the live chat. Thank you for that. We'll get to those hopefully before we wrap here on this live stream. This game has the public fooled, in my opinion. Pat, the Colts are starting Anthony Richardson. The number's down to 3. It's 2.5 at the South Point. I saw 3 and I pounced on it for the Miami Dolphins. There is no way without Jonathan Taylor, I'm going to take the Colts team if they're not starting Joe Flacco here today. I took the points. Where are you on the Dolphins and the Colts?
Oh man, I know it's been ugly at times, Matt, for Richardson in the passing game. But like this is still a dude who can make plays with his legs and with his arm. Like although his completion percentage for a while and might still be under 50%. And, we've seen some turnovers, but he was also like his yards per attempt is actually pretty good. So he can make some big plays at least. And I mean, I just look at this game, Matt, and the Dolphins have averaged 10 points over their last 4 games. 10 points. They have not been able to generate offense. Maybe the bye week helped Mike McDaniel like get Tyler Huntley acclimated to this offense. But man, like I cannot see the Dolphins putting up enough points on the board to win a road game against a competent opponent. Not a great opponent by any stretch, but like I want to say the Colts are at least competent. So I kind of like the Colts in this game, and I like the under here because I think this is going to be a rock fight.
I don't mind the under either. I think, but I'm going to bank on Mike McDaniel coming out of this bye week, finding ways to get Huntley comfortable enough to find the weapons that he's got to utilize in A-Chain and Hill and whatnot. This team has weapons. The quarterback just has to be competent. Just be standing upright and put the ball at the right place at the right time. You don't have to be spectacular. No one's asking you to be Mahomes, but I'm going to back that the Dolphins can do this today. I'm taking the points. Give me the points. I can't bet Anthony Richardson. No way. Done with that kid on laying points with that kid at home or on the road. One of the games of the day. The Lions are on the road at the Vikings. This number now is up to 2. It opened at 1. Some books are still at 1.5. DraftKings is the market low, still at -1. If you like the Vikings, the total's up to 50.5. We would agree it's Lions on the NFC side and the Chiefs on the AFC side, right? Those are the 2 best teams in football. Fair?
Yeah. I mean, we might have to do a reassessment of the Lions without Aiden Hutchinson, though.
Okay.
I mean, that's a big loss, man. Like if they can't, one of the best pass rushers in the league, no question, one of the most impactful defenders in the league. And Matt, in this game, like, yeah, maybe the Lions are the better team. And I know the Vikings have had just pristine, they have run so pure with turnovers. They've forced at least 2 turnovers in every game. I think they have 13 turnovers forced in 5 games. That rate is not going to keep up. But Matt, Kevin O'Connell, one of the best play callers in the game, with 2 weeks to prepare for a division rival. Brian Flores, one of the best defensive minds in the game, 2 weeks to prepare for a division rival. And now the Lions having to sort of circle the wagons after the Aiden Hutchinson injury, which is such a severe blow to this team. It seems to me like the Vikings should be -3 in this game. So I'm taking Minnesota. I think there's value here. I do think they win the game.
This will be an in-game bet for me. I'm not touching it pre. I got to watch and see. I think you're absolutely right about the injury to Hutchinson as to what this defense looked like. How are they going to handle the Vikings and their running attack? How are they going to handle Sam Darnold? The Vikings at home, my gosh, are they good? It's really hard to say the Vikings are not warranted to being the favorite, even with what happened last week against Dallas. I think it was more the Cowboys than it was what the Lions were doing. And I know the Lions offense is explosive. They can do big things. There was a lot of motivation into that game, obviously, with Dan Campbell's history with the Cowboys and what had happened last year in the playoffs with the Cowboys. And was he eligible? Did he report? All that stuff that went on. So I felt like the Cowboys ran into a buzzsaw. I don't think the Vikings are going to be anywhere near as easy of an opponent as the Cowboys were. And that second game of a back-to-back road trip, historically speaking, that's the fade spot for any team. You just say, hey, look at, second game of a back-to-back, bet against them. I don't mind the Viking play at all. I think the Vikings are probably going to win the game, but I want to see it in game.
Yeah. One more quick thing. I mean, Matt, we know the Vikings can beat good teams at home. They have beaten the Texans and the 49ers. So, they do handle their business when they are at home.
Yeah, and I think they may do it again here today. It's why the line here in Vegas is ticked up to 2. I mean, you might want to take that all the way up to 2.5 or 3, potentially, for the Vikings here. But that's an in-game bet for me. The Eagles and the Giants. My gosh, this is the last game on the early slate. It's a 3 number now after opening at 4, 42 from a total perspective. Look, I like to say I watch every game because I've got the quad boxes going and everything else. So I'm watching the Sunday ticket. I have no interest in this game. If you're an Eagle fan, I get it. It's a Saquon Barkley revenge game. I totally understand why you want to watch it. If you're a Giant fan, you want to get out there and show that Daniel Jones can do it by himself still. But this game is so ugly, Pat. Oh my gosh, is this game ugly.
Yeah, I did make a little half-unit wager on the Giants just because I don't think the Eagles should be 3-point road favorites against any non-terrible team, and I don't think the Giants are a terrible team.
Right?
The offense can be if Daniel Jones turns the ball over, they can get blown out by anyone. But big lift from getting Malik Neighbors back, and we didn't know if they were going to have Dexter Lawrence or Brian Burns for this game. And if
Right.
either of those guys were missing, that would have changed my mind on this game. But both guys are going to play reportedly. So, not having left tackle Andrew Thomas is going to hurt the Giants for sure. But I think Jordan Mailata is also out for the Eagles. So I do think this ends up being a close game, and I'll take the points with the home team here.
So there have been 13 straight wins and covers by road favorites in the NFL. Since 1970, we've never seen that. There are 2 games on the early slate. If you would like to go and take a look at that trend and follow it, that would be the Bengals to cover against the Browns, and that would be the Eagles to cover against the Giants. If you'd like to fade that trend, there's your 2 fade spots if you want to jump in here. But 13 up and 13 down for teams on the road, favored on the road, who have won and covered, which has never happened. I'm 47. I was born in 1977. It has never happened in my life that has actually happened. So be careful taking the Giants. I get your point. I think that's probably the right side. I think the Giants are at least worthy of a look and maybe even a tease if you want to take them up and say, all right, take them from 3 to 9 and tease the Giants. But that trend is crazy, just absolutely crazy. The Vegas Raiders, after trading away Davante Adams, are on the road against the LA Rams. In most years, there's more black than gold in the building. Raider fans come out in force. I don't know if they're doing it this time around just because of how bad their team is. The number went from 3 to 7. I'm not sure I agree with the line move, but we're at a 43 total perspective for the Rams. This is the other side of my teaser. I think the Rams win. I don't know if they cover, Pat, but the Raiders are a mess. I had 2 under bets this year for teams on their win total. The first was the Titans. The second was on the Raiders. I bet it anticipating this move with Davante Adams being traded away. They don't have a quarterback. Now without their number 1 wideout, Max Crosby may or may not be motivated to get out there and kill himself for this football team. I think the Rams win, but do they cover?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my feeling too, Matt, which is why I'm laying off. A touchdown feels like too much for this number. But at the same time, I mean, the coaching matchup between Sean McVay and Antonio Pierce, that's a pretty big mismatch. but with this Rams defense, Matt, like I cannot back this team when they are giving up 9 yards per pass attempt, most in the league. Their opponent passer rating is something like 117. So basically every quarterback who plays them looks like a cross between Tom Brady and Dan Marino. But at the same time, do I want to bet the Raiders? I really don't. The only thing I'm playing in this game as of now, Matt, and this is not one of my best bets for player props, but for the player prop enthusiasts out there, I actually kind of like the over on Aiden O'Connell at 208.5. Just the Rams pass defense has been so bad. And I know that, without no more Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers going to be out for this game. But, O'Connell still has Brock Bowers. And I like Trey Tucker's not that bad. I just think against this Rams, like whoever is playing wide receiver, as long as they can run fairly fast, you are going to be able to move the ball against this Rams pass defense.
Really ugly football game.
Yeah.
The other ugly football game is the Carolina Panthers on the road against the Washington Commanders. The number's up to 9.5, now 10 offshore, 51 and 51.5 from a total perspective. The only play I'm making, I'm taking Daniels over his rushing prop here in this game. I think we're going to see, again, Jaden Daniels pick up first downs and pick up big yards running the football. But other than that, I have no play on this. I don't mind teasers. This is one of the more popular plays. If you're looking at survivor picks for the Circa Survivor with 216 entries left out of the 14,266 that started it, 81 have picked the Rams, 56 have picked the Commanders. They're your top 2 picks for the Circa Sports Survivor contest. Commanders aren't losing this game, right?
I don't think they are, Matt, but like the Commanders defense is so bad that I just like 9.5 points for Washington to be favored. Just like it feels like too much against anyone. I'm betting the Panthers. I'm taking the points. Obviously the Commanders should be able to move the ball against this Panthers defense, which is really bad. But is it crazy to think that the Panthers should be able to move it pretty well themselves against this Washington defense that, oh, by the way, just lost Jonathan Allen, like their best defensive lineman.
Right.
So I feel like another game where these two teams could go up and down the field. Although, man, I can't bet an over when it's over 50 and involves the Carolina Panthers and Andy Dalton. But I am going to take the 9.5 points and feel okay about it.
So as I said, I was going to watch the Lions and the Vikings and bet in game. Same thing for the Chiefs and the Niners. Now, a couple of people in the live chat and JC from KC has been saying this to me for most of the last couple of days. What do you make of betting the 49ers in the first half and then the Chiefs in the second half? San Fran's been a pretty good team in the first half, and we know what the Niners do second half unders and second half covers for the Chiefs here. Is that how this game goes? Niners lead at the break, Chiefs win the game at the end.
I like that idea more than the idea of betting either side or total in this game, which like those numbers seem just spot on to me. Like I don't see any value as fun a game as this is. And as much as I want to bet it, Matt, like I can't pick a side. Can't pick a side. Don't
Mahomes is 11-1-1 as a dog. When you expand it out to him being a 3-point favorite or less, it's like 26-7-1. Like his hips numbers against the spread. And without obviously Christian McCaffrey, I know Brock Purdy's numbers have been tremendous. I mean, you look at just his overall passer rating and what he's done. I mean, he's playing at a very high level at the moment. Those injuries for the Niners are just so tough to overcome. I know the injuries are there for the Chiefs too with Rice and whatnot, but like it's still Mahomes, Pat.
Yeah. So you like the Chiefs, Matt? You like the money line?
I do. I mean, I think if I was going to put a gun to my head and tell me I had to bet it, like I've got like football pick contests where I've taken the Chiefs. I'm not going to put any money behind it, but I'm just taking the Chiefs. I'm just going to bet. I bet trends a lot, and that's a trend I can't get past. 11-1-1 as a dog. That's music to my ears. I'll bet that all day long until I get bucked off of it.
Yeah, that's fair. And you're right. The 49ers do have a lot of injuries they're dealing with. And, especially like running back, like that's an interesting situation. And we know the Chiefs can stop the run. So Purdy is going to have to play like a flawless game to win this for the 49ers.
Don't throw picks. And then Sunday night, the Jets and the debut of Davante Adams. The public and the pros, everyone thinks that one player is going to solve the problem of Aaron Rodgers, that everything's going to be perfect. We're going back to the Green Bay Packer days. This is going to be Aaron Rodgers circa MVP seasons. And the number goes from -1 for Pittsburgh to -2 for the Jets. It's 2.5 now here in Vegas. I do not get this, Pat. I do not agree. I do not get it. One player moves the line 3 points. Come off of it, right?
As much as I dislike this Pittsburgh offense, Matt, and the Steelers offense can be truly nauseating. And I don't know if Russell Wilson is going to be an upgrade over Justin Fields. Man, like as 2.5 or 2-point home dogs, a Mike Tomlin team against a very flawed Jets team that's already fired its head coach. I'm with you. Like I'm taking the home dog.
Yeah, I like the Steelers today, but I bet the under because Mike Tomlin as a dog at home with that defense against a statue of a quarterback and Aaron Rodgers, and the pass rush that they've got against that defense, that offensive line for the Jets. Did they replace the whole O-line? Was I awake? Was I asleep? And like, did they bring in Davante Adams and the whole O-line's different now? Like, what? I don't understand. This is like one of the biggest overreactions of the 24 season so far that I've seen from a line perspective, that Davante Adams is going to come off the street, go into this offense, and all of a sudden Garrett Wilson's going to be the exact player everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college, and that they're going to be able to run the ball with Breece Hall on any defensive front that the Steelers are going to throw up. Look, the Steelers gave up more points to the Raiders last week than I thought they were going to, and they scored way more than I thought they were going to. I hate the fact that it's Russell Wilson. Like, I got to be honest. I hate the fact that they're going to Russ. Which one should play in your mind, Russ or Fields?
I would just ride with Fields,
right?
See if he can be your guy for the future, because like Russ just hasn't been very good the last couple of years. And I'm I went to the University of Wisconsin. I have a soft spot for Russ, Matt, and but he just has not been it the last few years.
Not at all. And look, has Fields played horrifically? I mean, he's been well enough. I know that's not like what you want to hear as a fan. Like, our quarterback plays well enough, but I don't understand. Like, is he hurt? No. Did he lose last week? No. Did they go on the road and look pretty good? Yeah. Let's bench him. This
could wind up being a fluid situation like the Texas Longhorns last night with
oh no.
Yeah,
that worked out well.
Arch Manning. Exactly.
That worked out well. I don't know. I hate that. Two quarterbacks mean you have none. Like, it drives me. It drives me absolutely crazy on that. I can't understand that at all. Guys, you can join the NFL podcast group, or you can the NFL betting contest rather by joining NFL podcast group. We can join it by going to the community tab in the Betting Pros app, or by going to bettingpros.com/NFL contest. You can sync your picks or use the quick pick feature on the Betting Pros app and get a chance to win 3 weekly and monthly prizes. Elevate your betting strategy and join the conversation today at bettingpros.com/NFL contest. All right, to our prop bets today here. Let's run through your full card today, Pat, and then I'll do the same for me. I know there's some prop bets we didn't talk about yet.
All right. Well, for best bets, I'm taking the Bills. That's a slam dunk for me. I'm taking the Panthers plus the points against Commanders. And man, I'd love to have a mulligan on that Colts one, Matt, because whenever you and I are going head to head on a bet, like my record has been, 15% on those, 20% at best. So if I could have a do-over on that one, I would just take the Vikings to win and cover against the Lions. So for totals, I do like Eagles, Giants, man. Over 42.5. Yeah. I mean, I felt more confident about that when I first turned these in. So I like Dolphins, Colts under, and I love Seahawks, Falcons over. And then props. Geno Smith leads the NFL in passing yardage. He's averaging 296.3 passing yards a game, 41.8 attempts a game. Both of these teams play at a fast pace. They're going to go up and down the field. Atlanta 30th in pressure rate. They're not going to be able to get to Geno. I think he picks apart this defense. Devonta Smith over 57.5 yards. I mean, he's topped this number, or 58.5. Sorry. He's beaten this number every game so far this season. One of the best route runners in football. He's averaging 75.8 yards per contest, and he's had at least 64 receiving yards in each of his last 4 games against the Giants, dating back to 2021. And then Johnny Muntz, under 17.5 yards. He's fallen short of this number in 4 of 5 games this season. Beat it with 31 yards against the Jets in week 5 because he had a season-long 20-yard catch, but dude is averaging 8.3 yards per catch, Matt, and has not had more than 3 targets or 2 catches in any game this season. He's going to stay under in this one.
Okay, for me, I am taking the Packers -3 against the Texans here. I cannot back without Nico Collins, and I can't look at this Texans team and think they're going to go to Lambeau, where they went on the road to the Vikings and got crushed. I don't think they get crushed today, but I do think the Packers win in cover. As Pat mentioned, I'm on the Dolphins +3. I'm not backing Anthony Richardson. I can't do it. I do have one teaser bet for today. Rams -1, teasing them down from 7 against the Raiders, and the Bills from 9 down to 3. Look for 9. I don't want 3.5 in case there's something wonky that happens here with Buffalo. I think the Bills are going to win the game today. I would be very surprised if they have any trouble with Tennessee, but it's the NFL, and maybe Mason Rudolph goes crazy today. So I'll take the Bills -3. For prop bets, Jaden Daniels, I think he runs today. It could be a complete blowout, and it could be just an absolute destruction. The number's up to 10 now at Circa in Vegas for Washington against Carolina. I like Daniels to pick up first downs and run with his feet. I think Daniel Jones, same thing. He goes back to running. He ran last week a lot, and I'm like, okay, you know what? Here we go with this. 26.5 yards is not that much for Daniel Jones. Got a couple of big runs out of him for the Giants. David Montgomery, anytime touchdown, has hit, I think it's 7 straight weeks. I think every game this year, it has hit for him. He's got a streak going that's pretty darn impressive. Just one of those rinse and repeat. I've been betting it every week just to bet it, and it's been cashing. So let's just keep it going. Now official will jump in with it with Montgomery. And Josh Downs had a really good rapport with Joe Flacco. Unless Joe Flacco plays, we got a problem here with Josh Downs. Under 51.5 yards receiving for Josh Downs, because I don't think him and Anthony Richardson are going to have that same connection that he had with the backup quarterback now, and Joe Flacco for the Colts. Pat, do you think the Colts will play Flacco today? Do you think we could see him today?
If Richardson lays an egg, I could see that happening. But Matt, I'm with you. By the way, Josh Downs under is on my card as well.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, the outlook is much, much different for him with Anthony Richardson at quarterback than with Joe Flacco at quarterback.
Yeah, and they were doing some good things together. I don't know why they're playing Anthony Richardson, regardless of the first, the investments and everything else they've gotten him. I don't care. Like, Flacco can win football games for you. Like, do you want to win or not? Like, which one is it? Do you want to win or not? If you don't want to win, that's fine. But if you want to win, quarterback development, okay, like, fine. But Flacco's Flacco. I'd take him on the Patriots right now if I could get him. I mean, what Drake made there. I'll take Flacco. Flacco wins football games, period. It's the name of the game to come in here and do that. Guys, I know I have stopped doing the long teasers because I went 0-5 to start the year, because crossing 3 and crossing 7 has made no difference because of the start for dogs and the unbelievable run for road favorites. It's been remarkable, because you would take a road favorite at 2.5. You would go to the home dog at 2.5, tease them up to 8.5 and feel pretty good. Hasn't mattered. Same vice versa. If you have a home favorite of 8.5, you pull them down to -2.5. Hasn't mattered. I mean, it's been a remarkable thing to watch how teams with big point spreads this year, going into last week, it was 16-2-1. I'm not sure what it is now, but it's still very profitable for dogs 6 points or greater. That would be the Titans are favored, or 9-point dogs rather. You've got and then the Panthers at 10 now. Those are your 2 biggest favorites on the board. I'm not going to tease either of those 2 games, but if you're going to do a Wong teaser, you would have to remember 49 is the maximum, so you can't touch games at 49.5 or higher. So you've got the Texans at +9, and you've got the Giants at +9. I'm not betting it, Pat, but how do you feel about a Texans-Giants teaser?
I don't feel too bad about that one. I feel a little bit better about the Giants half of that.
So maybe we find, I'm with you on that. I don't like getting involved with games I'm already on the favorite. I agree there. Could you, okay, how about Miami? Take Miami to 9, Miami +9, and the Giants +9?
That I don't feel bad about, just because, Matt, I mean, who's getting 24 points in this Colts Dolphins game? Like, Well,
Fair, right? It's going to be a low
yeah,
scoring game. So give one
yeah.
team 9 points for you to keep it somewhat close.
I kind of like that.
Maybe do that. So if you want a Wong teaser, there you go. There's your Wong teaser coming up here for that. Pat, I know you got to run to get your stuff up to go before kickoff, guys. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. We're back every single week at noon Eastern time. We're back next week for week 8 here for the Betting Pros live stream.